Call 561-409-4065 to book your appointment. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge is located at 233 South Federal Highway on the first floor of the Boca Grand Building in Boca Raton. The number again is 561-409-4065.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
It's the Becky and Boca Show, coming to you live every Thursday night at 6 p.m. from glamorous downtown Boca Raton. I'll show you how to live life in style in one of the country's most elegant cities, nestled right along the beautiful Atlantic beaches between Palm Beach and Miami. So sit back, relax, and let me show you how to indulge yourself Boca style. Hello, welcome to the Becky and Boca Show. I have 3 guests actually tonight. First, 2 women from Run and Rock. We're not going to get to them yet because I'm going to talk a little bit about last week's guest. And I also have a young musician and DJ, Aiden Sherlock, and he's going to be my second guest after the 2 ladies. So before we get started, first of all, I want to thank Serendipity for providing my wardrobe and my jewelry. And I want to thank Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge for doing my makeup. Okay, anybody that missed last week's show, you really should go back and watch it. It's still on my Facebook page, and it's also on, if you know somebody that's not on Facebook but wants to see it, it's on my YouTube channel, which is Becky and Boca. And I want to give everybody an update on Leanne. If you didn't see the show, Leanne was diagnosed last year with stage 4 cancer. She had a life expectancy of 3 months. At the time of her diagnosis, she had 12 malignant tumors in her brain and over 40 malignant tumors in her lungs. The morning of last week's show, Leanne had a brain scan, but when she came on the show, she did not yet know the results. But we know the results now, and I'm going to share them with you. Leanne has no more tumors at all in her brain and only one tiny spot left in her lungs, which is expected to dissipate. So that is great news for Leanne. And when I put her on Facebook on this show, over 6,000 people watched it. She's giving hope to a lot of people with cancer. People reached out to her. Everybody loves her. She's fantastic. And she's going to be on the show again in July. I'm going to bring her back. We're going to do updates with her. And she's also going to be at an event with Barry Rapkin. He's the guy from Raw Juice that was here with her. They're going to be at my event on June 30th. And you can talk to Leanne. You can talk to Barry about juicing. If you're interested in personal training, Leanne is a personal trainer. So you might want to talk to her about that. And that event is June 30th at 445 East Palmetto Park Road. It's the Anti-Aging Center of Boca. And it's right down by Trattoria Romano. Great location. And it's a 3-story building with a rooftop deck. We're just going to have a lot of fun there. And I want to invite everybody to come out. You can look at it on my Facebook page. I'm going to start posting about it. So keep an eye out for that. And like I said, Leanne will be there with Barry from Raw Juice. And she wants to talk to anybody, answer questions. She's wonderful. She's had all these problems with cancer and gone through so much. And all she says is, I want to give back. So she's wonderful. Okay, now I'm going to get to our first guests. I have had these 2 ladies on before, and I'm bringing them back on because they had a trunk show, and I listened to their speech again, and I did more research, and what they're doing is absolutely amazing. They call their business, or charity, whatever they call it, Run and Rock, and they produce these beautiful handbags, and they're raising money for rape education, to prevent rapes from occurring in the first place, particularly on college campuses. And the statistics on that are just shocking. They're going to give them to you. And I know when we send our young people off to college, we expect it to be a very safe environment. And it's just shocking how many of these date rapes, there's drinking, kids together, how many of these things happen, and most of them go unreported. So these women, they kind of remind me of MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, that started in 1980. And whoever thought that movement could change a culture, but it really did, because back then kids didn't have any problem getting behind the wheel. It was almost something to be proud of. I drive better when I drink. Now, I know this because I have 2 sons. Kids don't do that anymore. They're not proud of that. Totally changed the culture. They take Uber, or they get a designated driver, or they walk. So Mothers Against Drunk Driving totally changed that mindset. And I believe these 2 women are totally going to change the problem of campus rapes. And I know it's not just campus rapes that you talk about,
Right.
but so I'm going to let you take over so that you can explain it better than me.
Okay, thank you again, Becky, for having us for the second time on your show. My name is Laura Rockland, and this is my business partner,
Karen Hansen.
and we've actually been business partners and best friends in Boca for 17 years. Our primary business is a commercial interior design firm, so for anyone who's had a mammogram at Boca Regional, we're the interior designers for that project. But really our mission now has been focused on Ren and Rock. The Ren is for Karen and the Rock is for Rockland, my last name. And the mission of the company is to empower victims and survivors of rape, domestic violence, and childhood sexual assault by raising awareness, eliminating stigmas, and educating for the prevention of abuse. And we're doing this by making handbags. So it's a social
Beautiful
impact.
handbags.
Thank you. High
Absolutely
fashion
gorgeous.
brand, and our bags are made in New York City. But really, for today's segment, we want to focus on the college campus rape aspect of our mission, because it's really been hitting home a lot, recently, especially with our local community.
Right.
So we have a lot of information. So for those of you who are watching, please stay tuned, because we have statistics and a lot of prevention information that will really help you.
Good
and your
prevention
children.
information. I have 2 nieces, and I've been passing everything along to them. 2 young nieces. They're not in college yet, but I guess it's when they're in middle school and high school that you want to start to educate them, boys and girls.
Yes, and in fact, not to digress, but we did an event in Naples a few weeks ago, and we had 3 high school students in the audience, and we got a phone call the next day from the mother of one of the girls, and she actually prevented a rape from happening because she knew what she needed to do, like bystander intervention, to get her friend out of that situation safely. So
I love that. Can you just hit that door behind you?
Sure.
so
There's
the
some people out there making noise.
So the Ren and Rock is the handbag company, and we donate a percentage of our proceeds to organizations that are in alignment with our mission. Lauren's Kids, which helps with childhood sexual assault education and prevention, and then Safe Space Foundation, which deals with domestic violence. So the other company that we have is actually our nonprofit 501c3, which is the Ren and Rock Foundation. And we started the foundation this year because we realized the power of our message and our voice and our personal stories. And we've had the opportunity to speak already at the University of Miami. We want to go into more college campuses moving forward, even in high schools. We've have the opportunity to potentially speak at Pinecrest to their high school students. So we're really seeing the power of our message and our personal story, and that it's really making a difference.
Yeah, well, I would imagine it's a little touchy with schools. Like, universities are businesses.
Correct.
They don't want a message to get out that anything happened on their campus. When you're sending your child off to school, you don't want to know that there were so many rapes there last year. Right. So I would imagine part of this is difficult for you because how many rapes are actually reported in colleges? I mean, you told me that most go unreported.
Yes. 93% of rapes go unreported.
And the ones that are reported, what are the statistics on that?
It's it's 1 in 5 girls and 1 in 16 boys will be sexually assaulted their freshman or sophomore year of college.
Those are the ones that are reported.
Those are the ones that are reported. Now you're looking at 2 college campus rape survivors, which is one of the primary reasons why we started the Ren and Rock Foundation. And this photo that I'm going to hold up for all of you to see. This has been our number 1 image. It's had the most likes on Instagram, and that social media platform has a very young audience. So you can see how powerful this is. We did this for a campaign called the Turn It Around Project. So you take your worst experience or a negative thought and you turn it around. So for us, it's rape victim.
Okay.
And then you turn it around.
Can you put it down?
Fearless survivor.
Okay. Okay, so this is on Instagram, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And so because it's had the most likes, we really felt like we were onto something and that we're targeting the millennials because this is really the generation where this is happening, so they are connecting with this very bold and graphic image. So if those of you who are watching, if you would like to go to renandrock.com, you can follow us on social media, see our social media handles, because the image that's posted today, which we can't discuss.
That's a good one.
We can't discuss on air. So hopefully that will keep your curiosity and make you go and look at our social media. But what we're doing with that motto, that again is targeting the millennials, because this phrase that they use, we've added to their phrase. The phrase we added is without consent. Mm-hmm. So, and they use this particular phrase when they don't care about something, they don't care what people think, they haven't put much thought to it. So we're using this to kind of bridge the gap, to be able to have parents talk to their children, open the door for them to have this uncomfortable conversation.
And at what age should that start?
Oh gosh. Well, here's the thing. We talk to our children about fire safety. If your house is on fire, you run out to the mailbox. If you catch on fire, you stop, drop, and roll. You learn about human growth and development and what's happening to your body and how that's changing. So really, how to protect yourself from being a victim of college campus assault really starts when they're very young, and it becomes a building block. And the information changes based on their age and how much they can understand. But by the time they go off to college, no is no, and we have to change the culture.
So you have to educate young men as well as young women.
Absolutely. And, I know we said this on the last program, but the average age for a boy to be sexually assaulted is age 4. So if we're not speaking to young children, very young children, before that age, they're already a target. So it's really about empowering them.
How do you speak to a 3 or 4-year-old about this, though?
You let them know that if anyone touches their privates, that they're supposed to tell someone. And in addition to that, you empower them to have ownership of their body. So no one is allowed to touch you in the first place. No one. Not your parents, not your grandparents, not your teachers or your coaches. We've heard every story, every combination of stories that you can imagine. So if children know that no one is allowed to touch them in the first place, that's the part that I missed when my daughter got molested. She came to me after the fact and told me what had happened. So I had years to think about how I missed the boat in preventing it from happening in the first place.
How old was she?
She was 12 at the time.
Okay.
And she told me right when it happened. And I asked her later, several years later, why did you tell me on that day? And she said, Mom, you told me so many times that if anything ever happened to me, that I was supposed to tell you. She said, I didn't know what else to do but to tell you because it was so ingrained in me. So after getting that response from her, I thought to myself, why didn't I empower her to prevent it from happening to herself in the first place?
Right.
If she had known to stand up for herself and to say, you're wrong, you are not allowed to do this to me, it would have made all the difference in the world. And that's why we're so passionate about telling other parents.
Right. And there are books, there's an organization here located in Boca Raton called Kids Safe, and they are getting education into the public schools, and they have books on how parents can talk to their children about safe touch and unsafe touch and how they can talk to their friends about it. So you could start that process at a very young age. So like Karen said, it's already ingrained in their brain that it's not acceptable.
It's not okay.
It's disrespectful, and you cannot do that, because with that statistic, it's 1 in 3 girls and 1 in 5 boys will be sexually assaulted before their 18th birthday.
Really? Children?
Yes.
Wow.
And you can go on to the Bureau of Justice. They have all of these statistics to verify everything that we're saying, but they have graphs that are horrifying.
And you were telling me a lot of times it's family members.
Yes.
Or people they know.
90% of the time.
Yes, 90% of the time it's someone that they know and someone that you or they trust. It's coaches, it is teachers, grandparents, friends of family.
Older friends, siblings.
Or the siblings themselves. That was the one that I heard this week. So yes, I mean, anyone who comes into your house, anyone where you're sending your child, I mean, it can happen anywhere. If you just keep in mind that it's going to be potentially someone that you know, it could be anyone.
And most of the time these kids hear from this person not to tell.
Absolutely.
Correct? Okay.
Yes. So the child is afraid of either getting in trouble because the predator has made them feel guilty for what they have done, which is what happened with my daughter.
Oh, wow.
We don't need to tell your mom. It's water under the bridge. So, yeah. I lost track of what I was saying after I said that. But
who molests these kids?
Right. So
oftentimes,
because it's someone they know, they don't want to get that person in trouble. They themselves do not want to get in trouble. And if they're 4 years old, they don't even understand what has happened to them in the first place.
Right.
They've never had a sexual encounter.
I would imagine that.
Right.
So they don't even know what to tell you, you know? And the idea is
Do they know it's wrong?
I don't know that they even know it's wrong. I'll try to be politically correct here with what I'm going to say. Yes. You know, sexual experiences sometimes feel good. And they do feel good. But anyway, sometimes. But the idea and the problem with things that happen to children is that they don't know how to process it. So if it feels good, now they're feeling guilty because it's not hurting. We always assume that someone is hurting them.
Exactly.
Well, it's not necessarily hurting them, although in some cases it is. So they're confused by what to do.
Yeah, I would imagine someone that young, 3, 4 years old.
And usually there's a grooming process with these predators. They don't just come in and start molesting them. It starts out with, let's go play ball. Let me take you to the store and buy you this gift.
Yes.
It's they earn
Let's
their
play
trust.
a tickling game.
So that's where it begins. And then that person, that child, usually feels safe with that predator,
person. Especially if the parents allow the kid to go with them.
Exactly.
Wow, this is some scary stuff, but I guess we have to be scary in order to educate parents.
Yes.
Exactly. It's happening. And
I just want to say this. We don't want parents to listen to what we're saying and go wild, freaking out and being worried about their kids. What we need is for everyone to get focused, to hear what we're saying, and to know that this is happening. And if you don't believe what we're saying, go on to the Department of Justice website and verify for yourself. But really focus on empowering your children, no matter what age they are. If it's a 4-year-old, or if it's a 14-year-old, or if it's someone who's going off to college. That's really what our message is about. It's about empowering kids, boys and girls, to stand up for themselves and to know that they own their bodies. No one else does.
Right. And the problem has been, we're known as the helicopter parents, our generation. So we hover over our children and we think that we're keeping them safe and we're monitoring everything that they're doing. But really, in essence, we failed them because we haven't protected them and given them the power to stand up for themselves.
Exactly.
And it's definitely an epidemic.
So you were talking the other night about college campus rape, and a lot of it is date rape.
Yes.
A lot of it is alcohol-induced.
Yes.
And I found something interesting. You said that it doesn't just ruin the life of, if it's a boy that rapes a girl, it doesn't just ruin the life of the girl, but it can ruin the life of that boy because then he's got to carry that for the rest of his life.
Exactly.
Right.
Try to get into a medical school or something like that when you have a rape charge.
Right.
Exactly. And we also have to educate these young boys because sometimes we hear, well, I didn't even know that was rape.
That's
I did.
True.
So it's not about male bashing at all. It's really about educating and just preventing it from happening and making sure everyone is on the same page, before they go off to college. So really for us, we want to start moving in this direction. In middle school, they can really start to comprehend some of this information. Then as they go into high school, then we will, change up the information before they go to college.
Right, so you'll have different programs for different ages.
Right, and it's really boys and girls who don't necessarily understand what rape is. I recently read a survey that said, it was surveying girls, and it said, have you ever been raped? And the majority put no. But then the next question was, have you ever been forced to have sex against your will? And the answer was yes. Well, that's what rape is. So the girls don't understand it. The boys think, okay, well, she was drunk, so she consented. Well, drunk does not equal consent. And that's really what parents need to be talking to their young boys about. If a girl is drunk, you just should not even go there because it's not going to be good for you once word gets out that that's what you've done. And it's not going to be good for her because it's going to be 5 minutes of fun for you or whatever it is. It's literally a lifetime scar for the girl that it happens to. You probably will not even remember her name. She will remember you. She will remember what you are wearing. She will remember the way you look, the way you smell, and every single aspect of what happened there.
And the problem is it leaves literally a lifetime scar, because some of these girls develop, drug and alcohol addictions and are depressed and sometimes even commit suicide because of what happened. So for those of us who have been victims of rape, we're paying dues to a club that we never wanted to be members of to begin with. And we really need to change that. And the only way we're going to change that is through education.
Right. No, I love what you're doing. That's why I brought you back on, because we do have to educate the young people, boys and girls.
Exactly.
So what do you say when you're addressing high school kids that are getting ready to go to college? What's the main message?
Go ahead.
Well, the one thing, unfortunately, that we're seeing is even domestic violence is on the rise in high school.
Oh, really?
The control thing. And I think a lot of it has to do with social media, to be quite honest. But, advice that we would give, there are kids in high school, whether we as parents want to put blinders on and think that our children are not doing this. There's usually drugs and alcohol in high school before they even get to college.
Sure.
That's the reality. So, the advice that we would give the high school students would be the same advice that we would give college students. So for us, we have this motto, no girl left behind. So always stay in numbers. Even if you're at a party, don't leave.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, we're going to go home and Sally's going to stay here and Johnny's going to drive her home.
Right.
No, you don't leave Sally behind. If you are at a party and you have a drink, don't leave it. If you have to go to the bathroom, take it with you.
Point.
Because if you turn your back, someone could put something in your drink. It's even happening to women of our age now. It's
And we hear this all the time. That sounds so cliche, don't leave your drink. But we keep hearing that story over and over.
Really? People that's happened to?
Yes.
Right.
And
wow.
We had another interesting situation with someone that we know. As children, when our kids are very small, we tell them don't take candy from strangers. Well, even candy from strangers in college, I'm not articulating my words properly, but even that can have something laced with it. I know someone specifically who got into an Uber. It was a group of girls. They'd had a couple of drinks, but nobody was completely intoxicated. The Uber driver said, anybody want some candy? It was Jolly Ranchers, no big deal. Everybody takes candy. One girl actually eats the candy, the rest of them don't, and she ends up becoming violently ill. From that candy. So
hallucinating, seeing the car moving in and out, and she hadn't been with her friends, or if all of them had eaten the candy, God only knows what could have happened.
Exactly.
So, and the other big thing is, and this is for boys and girls, we need to have more bystander intervention.
Yes.
So if you're out and you're a small dude and you see a big dude and he's trying to take advantage of a girl and you're uncomfortable approaching him because he's twice your size, grab a buddy and say, hey, let's go get Sally and tell her that her mom is on the phone. She called Josh's phone, or let's go take a photo. You can
get her out of
that situation without being confrontational. And I think the tides are turning, because people say boys will be boys, and even in college, if a guy has sex with a girl, and then the next day he's fist bumping with his friend, I got her drunk and I took her to my room, and woo. The guy on the receiving end needs to be like, man, that's not cool. You can't, advocate for that kind of behavior, because what is that saying? We're saying that it's acceptable, and it's not.
Yep, I think you're right. And that's kind of what happened with drinking and driving.
Exactly.
It used to be, that was almost a badge of honor to be able to drink while you drive.
Right.
Now it's not cool.
No,
kids don't like it when other kids boast about that.
No.
Exactly.
And that's what we want to do with college campus and even high school, sexual assault.
And there's another really great video that people can watch. Young kids, well, I shouldn't say young kids can watch it. I should preface that there are two versions of it. There's a clean version and an explicit version, but it's called Consent T.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I watched that.
Okay, good. We spoke about that the last time we were here. And really, for young boys and for young girls, it's great to watch because it compares having sex to offering someone a cup of tea. If someone is passed out, you're not going to pour hot tea down their throat because you think that they want it. So the same thing applies with having sex. You're not going to just do that because they're drunk and they can't say no to you.
Right.
So it's very simplistic and basic.
And where can they find that video if someone wants to see it?
They can look on our website, which is renandrock.com. It's WRENANDROCH.com. Or they can just Google on YouTube. It's called Consent TEA, and it's very easy to find. So, but you may want to Google the clean version if you're showing
They
it to
should
your
be
kids.
showing this in schools.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's the type of thing that I watched the video, and it is I think I watched a younger one,
Right.
but it explains it.
And it's drawn with
Yeah.
stick figures.
Right.
So
Right.
it doesn't, it could be anyone, and it's meant to be a little bit funny, a little bit amusing, but it keeps your attention. It's only about 2 minutes long. So it's very informative
Yeah.
and really makes the point.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about this TED Talk thing you were telling me about.
Okay.
I find that very interesting.
So our nonprofit has been invited to participate in the TED Women Conference. For those of you who don't know about TED Women, it's affiliated with the TED Talks. And the curator of TED Women is a lady by the name of Pat Mitchell, and she's a pretty big mover and shaker in the TV production and film industry. And we were actually at the White House at the same time that she was there.
Oh, yeah, what were you doing at the White House?
Well, we were there on January 5th. We were meeting with Vice President Biden when he was still in office to discuss the It's On Us campaign, which is to end sexual assault on college campuses. So this lady, Pat Mitchell, happened to be there at the same time, and we have a mutual friend in common. So our mutual friend was telling her about our company, and she says, "Oh, I remember those girls. They were at the White House," because there was just a relatively small group of us.
Okay.
So she said, "Do you think the whole TED conference is about empowering women and girls to become change makers in the world?"
Yeah.
So she's like, with their platform and what they're doing, do you think that they would be interested in donating one of their products for the 1,400 VIP gift bags? And the VIP tickets are like $2,700 a ticket just to attend. And you have very high profile and respected women who attend this event. So we thought, wow, this would be a great way to get
opportunity.
our message out there. And so what we are going to do is we're going to donate 1,400 of these. This is called a Fearless cuff. Inside it says Fearless, which is kind of one of our mottos. And our local auto technician, Attila Rose, who lives here in Boca, he makes these for us. So we have a whole schedule of how he's going to complete all of them before November 1st. But we still need to raise a lot of money. We need to raise a total of $50,000 just to cover the cost of the cuff, the jewelry bag. We have our Carry Your Courage cards, which has our motto and our mission. And then what we want to do, whoever our largest single donor is, we are going to have them take a photo with the Fearless cuff, and we're going to write a bio about the donor, or if they have words of inspiration or empowerment. So we'll include that on a really nice, card that will be inside of the bag with the Fearless cuff. So right there, we're reaching an audience of 1,400 movers and shakers.
Right.
And
Female TED Talks. And when are these
the
talks?
conference, it's in Louisiana. It's a 3-day conference, November 1st through the 3rd.
But you have to have the money before then, right?
We do, because we have to start the production of the bracelets. So we did get a donation today from GL Homes. So we're very excited that they have donated.
Nice.
But we still have ways to go with our fundraising efforts. So if anyone is interested in learning more about it, or if they want to just donate, they can go directly to our runandrock.com website. And on the menu, on the pull-down menu, there's a Run and Rock Foundation tab, and you can donate directly through that link.
And that's a tax-deductible donation?
Yes.
What if someone wants to buy a bag? Does that help your cause?
For this particular event, it does not, because the handbag company is the for-profit brand. We do donate a percentage of the proceeds to the two organizations, Lauren's Kids and Safe Space, but we wanted to keep those companies separate. So the foundation is more for us to do these speaking engagements, to be able to gift product, like for TED Women, and then ultimately we want to do grants for young girls and young men who've been victims of sexual assault. If they have the opportunity to go to college, we want to be able to help make that dream come true. So we have really lofty goals, but there's 321.4 million people that live in the United States, and the two of us will get to all of those people.
I believe
I don't know. On our own, never, but with people like you and people in our community, I think it's very possible. And the reason why we're really reaching out to the Boca community is, first of all, it's our home. And I think that, Boca has a stigma of people, when they hear you live in Boca, they go, oh, they're wealthy and it's superficial and blah, and. But it's not, because we're
No,
well
it's definitely not.
educated. We are giving people and
Very
philanthropic. And we want to put Boca on the map, not for the glam, which is important, but for creating this movement, like you discussed, the Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Let's do this for, college campus sexual assault.
Right.
Let's be the first to stand up for all of these victims and survivors, and the first to really jump out there and help prevent it in the first place.
And the fact that both of you are rape victims is what makes it even more impactful. That you decided to make this your mission in life. And now let me ask you, you were both raped in college, correct?
Yes.
And did you tell anybody at the time or not?
No, neither one of us told anyone. And
See, now how many people are walking around like that, carrying that with them?
so many, because just from what we've been doing, we've heard so many people tell us, this happened to me and I've never told anyone, or this happened to me and I
until
told
they
my
meet
sister,
you, they don't feel comfortable.
but I've
Right.
never told anyone but you. So 93% of rapes go unreported, as we said, and
Wow.
5% of those that are reported result in pregnancy each year. And again, I know we said this the last time, but if you've been to a Miami Heat game, the American Airlines Arena holds 16,500 people, give or take. You can fill that arena twice with the number of women who in the United States alone will get pregnant from rape in 1 year,
From those that are reported.
from the ones that are reported.
And that's what happened to you.
And I was one of those. And I mean, you find a way to skirt the issue when people ask. So
And why don't people come forward? Why are 93% unreported? Because of victim blaming. People don't want to
Sure.
come forward, or they, people will judge and they say, oh, well, she's pretty and she's just looking for attention. Or if it has to do with a celebrity or an athlete, oh, she's just doing it for the money, But what we can tell you is no amount of money is worth that humiliation, because going into it, you know that no one's going to believe you, or a very small percentage will believe you.
right, and that's
So you're
one
taking a
way.
big chance by...
Yes, that's one way people can really help, is that when you hear about someone who has been raped or someone who is claiming that they've been raped, and 96% of the time they're telling the truth, only 4% of rape claims are false. So when you hear that someone has been raped, one way that you can actually help and advocate for that victim, that survivor, is to not say, well, she was drunk, what does she expect? Or she's wearing a tight dress, she deserved it.
Or
she
dancing
was
provocatively at the club, it's...
exactly, she was flirting, so it's her fault. Things like that is victim blaming.
It sure is.
And no matter what you're wearing, no matter how tight your dress is or how short it is or how you're dancing or what you're saying, you don't deserve to get raped. You don't deserve to have that happen to your life and have it impact the rest of your life in that way. So
And I would imagine as young women start coming forward more, the incidents will go down, because like you told
Yes.
me the other night, it's not only going to affect the girl, but it's going to affect the boy
exactly.
for the rest of their lives.
Right.
So
Exactly.
they have to put some thought into this before anything happens.
Right, because everyone has a mother or a father or a sister or a brother or a cousin or a friend that you care about. Every single person is impacted, whether you know it or not. Every single person is impacted by this subject. So for everyone to just do a little bit, whether it's young boys controlling their hormones, I know that's not easy,
How do you do that?
but if we educate them, if it's young girls standing up for themselves, if it's parents talking to their kids, and again, if you look at our social media for today, it is very graphic. And
Okay, so
some
people
of your,
can see that on
Yes.
on
Instagram.
Instagram,
And
Ren and Rock.
Facebook.
WREN and Rock.
Yes,
WREN
Instagram is
underscore ROCH.
right.
Okay.
It is very graphic, but that is exactly the point, because we're trying to get the attention of these young kids. And also, as Laura said, we want to open the door for parents to speak to their kids.
Yeah, I saw how
about
some of the
this subject.
parents were really paying attention the other
Yes.
night when you were giving these statistics and incidents, because they might not have even thought about it.
They have no idea. The number of times that we give these speeches, every single time there are people who come up to us who say, I just had no idea. And that's why we are so passionate about it. You can hear it in our voices.
Sure.
Because if no one is talking about it, this is why it's happening. And the victims don't always want to, get on a stage and say, hey, here's what happened to me. But what we found is by us doing that, by us being vulnerable and doing that in the public eye, it allows other victims to not feel ashamed, to not be embarrassed, and to realize that it's not their fault.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So, go ahead.
And we really want dads to get involved,
Yeah.
Like, this is a man's issue because it affects the women and the girls that you love.
Absolutely.
And, I just read something in the Washington Post talking about young girls who have detached fathers and they're more promiscuous. Dads, spend time with your daughters and, go to their soccer game, go to their course, practice, watch TV with them on the couch on a Saturday night, be there, let them see like a really good male role model, instead of going out trying to seek attention from, boys, which is not necessary.
Mm-hmm. That's a very good point.
So,
okay, so let's say a parent has a daughter going off to college in the fall. What can they do right now? They can go to your website and find all this information?
Yes. You can go to our website. You can read our story. You can go to the statistics.
You can have them read our story.
Yes.
Have the girls read the
face
story.
with a name. Go to the statistics page. They can read about the statistics. And we also have a resources page. So there's hotlines and other important information and definitions. Like Karen was saying, these girls don't even know they're being raped.
Yeah.
But you read the definition of rape and then they understand. So educate yourself and empower yourself to not be a victim.
And if you have sons, you want to educate them too.
Absolutely.
You want them to understand.
And as you said, let them know that this will be something that will follow them for the rest of their lives. You never know who the one girl is that is going to report it, which of course
Hopefully
we encourage.
Right.
Yes. But, if you're on the receiving end of that, good luck.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
So people ask us often, how can we help? How can we get involved? We love what you're doing. So there are a few different ideas. Number one, you can go to our website and buy a handbag. And again, we donate the percentage of proceeds to the two organizations. You can also donate for the TED conference so that we can get these Fearless Cuff bracelets there in the fall. And if you want to host a trunk show or an event, we're happy to come.
Or a speaking engagement. You two are
absolutely.
excellent
We're
speaking
more
to
than
people.
happy to speak, schools, not public schools right now because we have to go through red tape to get that passed, but whether it's a private school or a community event or someone's having an event at their private home, country club.
Speaking to parents. You don't even have to speak to kids.
Right.
Exactly.
Even at a church youth group or a synagogue, those, everyone wants to think that's not happening if the kids are going to church, but I hate to tell you,
It's
these
everywhere.
things happen
Right.
everywhere.
Perfect.
So, yes.
Sure. No, you've opened a lot of eyes because I didn't even realize that it was going on like this until I met you two. And it's scary. I don't have daughters. I have two sons, but I would be frightened to send a daughter off to college.
You know what? I had a dad say the same thing to me last week at the baseball field. He has a daughter who's going off to a private college, and he's like, she's so naive, and he's like, I'm worried. And I said, don't put the fear in her, empower her.
Right. Don't let her be naive when she leaves.
Yeah. That's what you can do to protect her. If you worry about it, then you could potentially bring it into fruition. Don't do that. Make sure she's not a victim.
Okay. Your website one more time.
It's renandrock.com, WRENANDROCH.
Okay. And we'll see you after the break.
All right. Thank you, Becky.
Thanks.
Okay.
Very good.
You've been listening to and watching The Becky and Boca Show. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and
Consignment Boutique is unlike any other consignment shop you have ever seen. Lisa has the most beautiful and immaculate designer bags, clothes, shoes, and accessories. It's a designer candy store. So go check out Serendipity Consignment Boutique, Glades Plaza, 2200 Glades Road, Boca Raton, or visit their website at consignmentboca.com.
You've been listening to and watching The Becky and Boca Show. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge in downtown Boca Raton does fabulous professional makeup application. Make an appointment today and see how glamorous you can look. Call 561-409-4065 to book your appointment. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge is located at 233 South Federal Highway on the first floor of the Boca Grand building in Boca Raton. The number again is 561 888-409-4065. And now, back to the show.
To the Becky and Boca Show, the second half. I have a very interesting guest right here. I'm so excited to interview him. He is a young musician, DJ, guitar player, singer. His name is Aiden Sherlock. And how old are you, Aiden?
I am 12.
Wait, hang on a second
Yeah.
here.
I'm here.
Okay, 12 years old.
Yeah.
You're 12 years old. Okay. We're going to hang on here till the camera goes over to him.
All
There
right,
we go.
hi.
There you are. There's Dad in the background. Hooking up the amp.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me, Aiden, how did you start all this?
Well, it started in third grade when I got a concussion, and
I heard about that.
Yeah. My
A bad concussion?
I wouldn't say bad, but my doctor said to try music therapy, so I started that, and I got hooked into it.
Music therapy for your concussion?
Yeah.
How did you get the concussion?
That's a funny story. My mom knew you would ask, so
Yeah.
I was falling asleep and my mom accidentally elbowed me in the nose, so
Oh, your mom gave you the concussion.
yeah.
But it was an accident.
Yeah.
Okay. So the doctor suggested music therapy?
Yeah.
Interesting. Had you ever played any music before that?
No. I literally started years ago. 3 years ago.
Years ago. You're only 12. Okay. So 3 years ago, you started playing guitar.
Yeah.
And I know you're a DJ too. Like the
Yeah.
whole mixing board and all of that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, I got inspired by
Sorry. That's all right.
I got
Dads.
I got inspired by a DJ called Alex Ariate. He has his own radio show as well.
Yeah.
So he inspired me to start DJing, and that's how my career started.
So where do you DJ?
At random parties, Sweet 16s, and stuff like that.
And I hear you're pretty good.
I am
Yeah?
growing.
Yep.
by
Well,
bit.
you're going to be very famous one day. Probably
Yeah.
not too long from now. So when you do a party, you do a couple of hours as a DJ?
Yeah, maybe 1 hour, maybe 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, I might use you at one of my events sometime. So tell me, you had to take guitar lessons, right?
Yes.
So that
That's-
all happened after the concussion?
Yes, that was my first music therapy.
Your first music therapy was learn how to play guitar. My boys play guitar. They love it.
Cool.
You play electric guitar?
Yes, I do. And that's how I got into School of Rock for Coral Springs.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about School of Rock.
There's nothing much to tell. I just started doing it.
That's where you took your
Seems
lessons?
Fun, yeah.
Okay. And they're in Coral Springs?
No, my lessons are at home. I'm being taught by one of the people who work there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's your guitar instructor.
Yes, he is.
Okay. So I know that's how you learned how to play guitar, but how did you learn how to DJ? Because there's a lot to that.
I don't know. I just looked up YouTube videos.
Oh, YouTube.
And started playing.
Started doing your own. Well,
Yeah,
don't
it
you
was
need
fun.
a mixing board and all
Yeah,
that
we
kind of
have one.
stuff?
We have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just started doing it, and
Yeah.
I know you're pretty good at it.
I am. It's fun.
Okay, so I guess as soon as your dad's got the guitar ready there in the amp, you're going to play something for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
A thing that
There we
I-
go.
oh.
All right, I'm looking forward to this.
A thing that I just started learning.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, these chairs have handles on it, so it's going to be kind of hard to get the... There we go. Let me get the microphone over there. Okay. Wait, we need the pick.
Never mind. We're not ready. We're not ready.
We're getting ready. We're getting ready. I think Dad's a pretty good roadie over there.
I'm working.
Green one.
The green pick.
Thank you.
Do you make him separate the M&Ms? You only like the red ones when you're backstage? Okay, here we go. Here's Aiden. Aiden Sherlock.
All right.
All right.
I just started learning it, so it's gonna be a little rusty.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll give you a break.
All right.
Wow. Did you write that?
No, it's a song called Sun.
Look at me.
Hey, Dad, what is it?
Sunny Moon, I think.
Sunny Moon?
Yeah.
That's very good. Wow, you have talent for someone such a young age. So, what are your aspirations? What do you want to do? I know you're already getting gigs, I hear. Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know what you want to do with music.
Gonna keep going my path and see what happens.
See what happens. Isn't that exciting
Yeah.
to know what you want to do at this age? Do you want to make a career out of this, or is this just a hobby?
Probably a career.
So you want to
Yeah.
be a famous musician?
Yeah.
But now you have to fill me in, Aiden, because I don't know too much about this DJing thing. But I did have a singer on the other night, and she was telling me that DJs are just like musicians were when I was young.
Yeah.
They're famous in their own right,
Yeah.
but they're not really. They're creating music by mixing old music together. Is that what you do when you DJ?
Sometimes. Depends the party. Sometimes I mix like EDM.
EDM, yeah, I had to learn that. Electronic dance music.
Yeah,
is that what that is? Okay.
I keep saying EMD instead of EDM.
So you're learning just like I am.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you do a party, do you play guitar too, or do you just DJ?
I just DJ.
You just
if
DJ.
They hire me. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I was going to ask you, are you going to go to college? But you're only 12. So I assume you're planning on going to college?
Yes.
Are you going to major in music?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hope to do it.
Okay. And then maybe you'll become a big producer one day.
Maybe.
Maybe you'll have people working for you.
Maybe, but now is now. The future is not for me to know right now.
There you go. Okay, so tell me what you're doing right now. How are you developing this career or this hobby?
Starting off with simple things like learning music, learning how to read music, DJing for people. It's fun.
I bet it's fun. And you're probably kind of famous amongst your peers, huh?
Yeah.
Look, girls like that, huh? Look at his face. I don't want to talk about that.
Not much people know about it, though.
No? Well, we got to get you out there. They're going to know about it now, because look.
Yeah, I know. I see you. Hi.
Hi, Aiden. Okay, so this all started because of a concussion.
Yes.
That's very interesting.
But I'm very glad it happened because if I didn't have that concussion, I wouldn't be doing this.
You wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
But, okay, explain to me how music therapy helps a concussion.
I don't really know. I didn't ask. I just did.
Your doctor said music therapy, and
Yeah.
that was it?
Yeah.
Okay. And where do you go to play? Just around Boca?
Yeah, around Boca, maybe Deerfield, like that stuff. Yeah.
Got to get you into those Miami clubs. That's where I had a singer on a few weeks ago, and she's doing EDM down in the Miami clubs. That's your next step, I think.
Cool.
Probably get discovered down there.
Yeah, that will be fun.
Yeah, it would.
I don't know.
Maybe someone will see you on this and invite you.
Cool.
Cool. Okay, are you writing any music?
Yes, I made one song so far, but we might put it out this summer. It's called Adventure, and it's pretty cool.
Can you sing it or play it or?
It's been so long since
I don't want to
I've
put you on the
played
spot.
it.
Okay,
I
now
know.
I know you can put songs on iTunes, right?
Yes.
Anybody can do that.
Yeah.
Have you done that yet?
No, we're gonna put it.
I think
on
that's
this-
got to be your next step.
Yeah, we're gonna put it on this summer.
That song.
Yes.
What's it about?
Like summer and the school over, and just having fun, adventuring everywhere. It's fun.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Well, adventuring. What are your adventures?
Well, my first adventure, me and my dad were canoeing, or what was it, boating down this river, and a spider jumped on my hat.
Oh, a spider while you're in a river? Bad enough you're canoeing down a river would be hard enough without a spider.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the song you're writing it with your dad. It's going to be about adventures and things
Yes.
like that. And then how do you go about recording it and putting it on iTunes?
I don't
know that either. I'm just asking, maybe you do. Because I was surprised to learn that anybody can put a song out there.
Yeah, I know.
And that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That you can kind of self-produce. You know, you don't have to go to a
I
big...
guess I can use my DJ mixer thing because I'm pretty sure I can speak into it and play into it without playing music on it. So, I don't know. I'll test that.
Are you on YouTube?
Yes.
How does somebody find you on YouTube if they want to see? Instagram?
Yeah, I have a website and Instagram and Facebook. The link is all over. So,
Okay,
yeah.
well, let's tell our listeners and viewers how to find you.
Go to my Instagram or aidensherlock.com for YouTube. You can do that, or look up Aiden Sherlock on YouTube. I should be there.
Aiden Sherlock on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a Becky and Boca YouTube channel, so I know they just have to put in the name and all
Yes.
your stuff will come up.
Yeah, it's cool.
And on Instagram, are you Aiden Sherlock?
Yes.
Are you on Twitter?
I don't think so. No.
I thought all young people were on Twitter.
No.
I just started not too long ago. I'm not that good with Twitter. Facebook is my main place. Are you on Facebook
Yes, I am.
as Aiden Sherlock?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I looked at that. And is some of your music on there?
Yeah, it's fun.
People can hear.
I love like interacting with people. Yeah, it's fun.
Oh, you're just adorable. I'm sure everybody that meets you has a good time.
Yeah, meeting new people is like my thing since I don't really get out much. Sometimes I just stay home playing music.
Oh yeah, you're one of those. So you play in your garage?
No, I play in my room. My
In your
room is full on music.
Oh, it's like your own little music studio, huh?
Yeah.
Okay,
Except
so
for the bed and
Except
the
for-
closet.
and how do you get these gigs? People hear about you and they
Yeah. I also hand out cards at my gigs each
You have
gig.
business cards?
Yes.
Oh, you got one for me? Dad? We'll get one. Okay, we'll get one after the show.
All right. Yeah.
Well, you're just a very interesting young man. It's nice to see that you have something that you enjoy that can carry you into the future. I can see you in high school doing this to earn a little money, huh? Maybe pay
Yes.
for college, take some of the heat off your parents.
Yes. That's what I'm doing
You
since we've sort of lost my money.
okay? Well, maybe you can help your dad pay the mortgage, huh?
Well, I saved it up for years and now it's gone.
Oh, okay. I won't ask.
Rip piggy bank.
Okay, but I think you have a lot of potential. I don't think
Yeah.
you have to worry about making it in this world because look at how much energy and projection of what you're doing you're putting out there already at such a young age.
Yeah.
You're already on YouTube.
Yes.
You're putting your music out there. You're doing gigs.
Yeah.
You're doing events. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Anything you want to tell people? What if there's another kid that wants to get into this?
Well, if you're another kid that wants to get into music, just follow your dreams. Who cares what anyone else says about you being terrible? Just keep following it. If you think you're great, then you keep doing that.
I love
It's
that.
good.
I love that because sometimes music that some people don't like, other people do.
Yes.
You know, so if somebody doesn't like your music, there are other people that do.
Yeah.
You get any haters at your age?
Yes.
Yes?
I do.
I get those sometimes on Facebook, which I find amusing. But you don't worry about that, huh?
No.
Doesn't bother you if somebody doesn't like your music.
I just go on delete comment.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Don't you kind of want to get back on it, but you just delete, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Wow, you got a good kid here, Dad.
Amazing.
He is amazing. Look at all that self-confidence at that young age. Wow.
The only thing I can't fix is haters at my school.
Haters at your school, you got them there
So
too?
far, no one yet.
No one yet.
That's good.
Okay. Well, if you just ignore them, I guess you handled it right there.
So far, it's just, hey, aren't you that famous kid on Instagram?
See, and now you're going to be more famous. Look at this.
Oh, no.
Yeah, yeah. People are going to, do people recognize you?
Yes.
Oh, isn't that fun?
Yes.
You like that?
It's fun and funny.
Have you ever played at your school?
No.
I'd try to get on the agenda for the fall if I were you.
I wanted to.
Yeah. Play in the auditorium?
Wait.
You made jazz band.
Oh, yeah, true.
You're in the jazz band?
Yes.
What do you play in the jazz band?
Guitar.
Oh, wow. That must be fun.
I don't think there's jazz and DJing.
There's no jazz in DJing?
No.
Well, you don't have to be in just one area.
DJing and jazz. I don't know.
As a musician, you can be in a lot of different
Yeah.
types of music. What's your favorite music?
Probably EDM.
You like EDM too,
Yeah.
huh? Okay. Do you have a favorite artist?
Marshmallow.
Marshmallow.
He's
okay,
pretty
now
good.
I
He's
did not
pretty good.
know there was an artist named Marshmallow. Who is Marshmallow?
He is a just starting DJ, I believe, but he's been out there for a long time.
So DJs
And now
are like rock stars, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to be a musician. You can just be a DJ. Okay, we got a couple of minutes here. So
right.
if there's anything else you want to get out there, anything you want to tell people, do one more song. Why don't you play us out? Can you do that?
Like how funny?
Yeah.
He's not glad.
He doesn't want to play. Come on.
I
Aiden.
want to
Picks on
hurt.
the neck. Picks on
What?
the neck, sweetie. On the neck.
Picks on the neck, whatever that means.
You. Oh.
Okay. All right, here we go. What's the name of this song? What's the name of this song?
California Uber Alice.
Just play.
Okay, here we go.
No.
Play the
Why?
background.
Yes. I can barely play
Okay,
it.
Aiden Sherlock, everyone. He's going to play us out.
I don't think it's on because there's no Wi-Fi.
Uh-oh. We'll play something without backup.
Fine.
Okay, here we go. He can adapt. No Wi-Fi. Come on, you got to do... Okay, we got to go. Thank you, Aiden.
All right,
You're going
yeah.
places. So everybody watch for Aiden Sherlock. He's going to be famous one day. And we will see you next week on the Becky and Boca Show. Thanks for coming, Aiden. You have been watching and listening to The Becky and Boca Show. Tune in every Thursday night at 6 p.m. to discover all the ways to spoil yourself and have a good time in beautiful Boca Raton. See you next